Trucking is the backbone of the Oldcastle Materials operation. Trucks are how we get our materials, asphalt, concrete, and equipment where it needs to be. Without our fleet of trucks, we would have a very difficult time performing what we do. Having trucks also creates a lot of responsibility for both the company and the driver. These are large vehicles with many different components, and it takes a professional driver to operate. To make sure these trucks and trailers are in top safety and operating condition, a daily pre-trip inspection must be performed by the driver operating them. These documented inspections are required daily not only by Oldcastle Materials, but by the Department of Transportation. As you approach your truck, check under it for any signs of fluid leaks. Open your driver's door and place any personal items you are carrying on the floor of the cab. Then, using 3 points of contact, enter the truck and stow your personal items in a secure location. Begin your inspection when you first open the cab and check to make sure the door is opening properly and the glass and mirrors are clean and free of any cracks. The inside of the cab must be free of debris. This includes garbage or items that could slide or fall off the seat. There should not be any objects on the floor that could move or roll around and get under the feet and the controls of the driver. There must be a fire extinguisher, and it must be checked to ensure it is current and fully charged. The seat and the seat belt must also be inspected. The seat belt must be examined for wear, cuts, or tears that can compromise the effectiveness of the belt. Once the inside of the cab is inspected, it is time to look under the hood. Open the hood and begin to inspect the different items of the engine compartment. First, it is important to check the levels of all the fluids: the coolant, the steering fluid, the motor oil, and the hydraulic fluid. Next, check the entire compartment and hoses, plus under the trucks for any leaks. As you study the hoses, also look for cracks, splits, or any bulges. Check the wiring for any which are loose or wires that are bare from the insulation wearing off of them. Look at the different components of the engine for loose or worn parts, including steering, guards, and belts. Leave the hood open to check for further leaks after you start the engine. Get back into the cab and start the engine. Always start the engine while seated in the driver's seat with the clutch pedal depressed. Check the warning lights and buzzers to see that they are all lighting up and working properly. As the engine starts, watch the oil pressure gauge to see the oil pressure builds to the operating levels. Check the air pressure gauges and make sure the air pressure is coming up. Look at the other gauges to verify they are all working and reading the correct levels. Hit the horn to test it. Check the parking brake and also the engine brake. Test the trailer handbrakes. Put the truck into reverse without moving it and listen to hear the backup alarm. Turn on the windshield wipers to make sure they are operational. Once you're done in the cab, turn on the lights and the emergency flashers and get out of the cab to inspect the rest of the truck. The inspection for the trucks and trailers are the same for both sides of the equipment. Listen closely to the truck as you inspect the air lines to hear leaks. Look at the side of the truck and make sure any steps, handholds, or ladders are not bent or broken. Inspect for any tools or debris along the truck that could fall off while it is being driven. Examine the tarp, and if it is an automatic tarp, the tarp arms and operating mechanism. Double check anything used to hold them in place. Look under the truck for leaks or any type of objects that could be hanging off or obstructing the vehicle. Look at the hydraulic lines for cracks and damages. The undercarriage and frame must be scanned for cracks and the springs checked to ensure none are broken. Any lights along the side of the truck must be working. Hit each of the tires with a hammer to check for inflation. Inspect the tires closely for wear, damages, bulges, or any other defects. The wheels and lug nuts are examined for cracks, rust, dents, or if any lug nuts are loose or missing. The mud flaps should all be in place and properly covering the tires. At the back of the truck, look at the backup alarm and, if installed, the backup camera. Clean both of these and check their mounts to ensure each is secure. All the lights on the truck should be lit and working or flashing. Check the gate to see if it is latched and there are no rocks or debris that could fall off. Check that the gate is not bent and it makes a good seal along the bottom of the bed. If you're towing a trailer, the inspection should follow the same process as the truck with a few additional inspections. Check the pintle hook to make sure it is locked. Check that the wet line is properly connected. The electrical lines are fully plugged in and the glad hands are fully locked into position. Listen to the air system for leaks. Check that the reach or drawbar is not bent or damaged, that the reach light is working, and check for hydraulic leaks around the lifting cylinder. Look at guardrails, handholds, and steps to make sure they are not bent or broken. Check the trailer for anything that could fall off during towing. Inspect the tarp and, if necessary, arms and operating mechanism. Look under the trailer for any leaks. Check the undercarriage and frame for anything that is bent or cracked, and inspect the springs for any that are broken. Hit each of the tires with a hammer to check for inflation. Inspect the tires closely for wear, damages, bulges, or any other defects. The wheels and lug nuts are examined for cracks, rust, dents, or if any lug nuts are loose or missing. The mud flaps should all be in place and properly covering the tires. The back of the trailer is also the same as the truck with the cleaning and inspection of the backup alarm and camera. All the lights must be on and working or flashing. The gate must be completely closed and latched and the debris cleaned from all around it. If the trailer is a transfer, check the box hold-down latches, turntable bolts, and reach bushings. Go back up the other side of the truck or trailer doing the very same inspection you performed on the other side of the vehicle or trailer. The final part of the inspection is the outside of the cab. Again, listen and look for leaks in the airlines. Look at the steps and the handholds. Test they are secure and can support a person using them. Visually inspect the engine compartment one more time to see if any leaks have shown up from starting the engine. If not, close the hood and latch it down. Inspect the lights all the way around the cab. Headlights, blinkers, and marker lights all need to be in working order. Check the tires, wheels, lug nuts, and mud flats similarly to how you inspected them on the rest of the truck. Take extra time on the steering tires and look at their condition. Check the fuel levels in the tank and make sure the caps are tight and secure. Also look for any other physical damage to the truck. If anything is found to be defective or not working during your inspection, indicate it on your inspection book and notify your supervisor. Some of these items will require the truck to be tagged "Do Not Operate" until they are fixed. Only your supervisor, with the help of the mechanics, is allowed to determine whether you should operate your truck with any of these items that you have found. If nothing is found during your inspection, fill out your inspection book and then you are able to start your day operating the equipment. Oldcastle Materials wants to have the safest fleet on the highways and roads. This inspection is part of achieving that goal. With your efforts and this inspection, we can ensure our vehicles can roll down the road safely.